So anyway, the call comes in last week. I get a call from an A-list customer. Now I'm here in New York City, and because of this COVID-19 crisis, certain businesses aren't allowed to be open. This guy and his wife are a dentist slash foot doctor, if you can figure that out. They fix teeth in the front of the office and they clip toenails in the back of the office. Don't ask. Anyway, the landlord calls me up, says that the guy came into his store after 2 months of not being there and just discovered this terrible odor and went down the basement and found all this water. Could I get over there and check it out? And that's what this video is about. I went over there, and as I started to go down the stairs from the outside entrance, I knew something was seriously wrong. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're getting any value out of these videos, please consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell and sit back and enjoy the ride. Folks, this COVID stuff's got to get moving. I'm getting antsy, and I need a haircut. So stick around. So as I get to the job site, I pull up, I open up the overhead iron gates, go down the stairway, and as I'm going down the stairway, the odor was just like, I said, man, there's a problem here, big problem. So I started walking through the basement, and this is what I found. I found this disgusting, basically it was greasy water. And at this point, I still didn't know what was going on. I still didn't know where it was coming from. Now, bear in mind, this is the basement of an office upstairs. That's a dentist slash foot doctor. Go figure that out. They fix teeth in the front. They fix feet in the back. Anyway, he's the tenant. He had been closed for 2.5 months. So nobody had been coming into the store for 2.5 months. Came in for whatever reason, went down the basement. This is what he found. He put all the cardboard down because he was slipping and sliding all over the place. What you're going to see there, that door to the right is the door to the mechanical room where the water heaters are. As I walked to the back where the water was coming from, I opened up that door to the mechanical room, and this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing disgusting, grease-laden water, and obviously it's been there for a while. As I said, 2.5 months. The guy hasn't come into the store, and I said, "My God, what the heck is going on here?" And yeah, big problem, and. But like I said, the water was coming from the back. So as I continue to go back behind the mechanical room, or next to the mechanical room, I already started opening some holes. You're going to see a fitting down there in the lower left. And you're going to see the wall there in the upper right is wet, is actually wet. And so now I'm starting to open up walls, trying to figure out where this water is coming from. You can see in the lower portion of this shot, the wall is wet. It seems to be inside the wall. Still can't figure out what the heck is going on. So we just continue to open up walls. There's a close-up shot, and obviously it's coming from above. But at this point, I'm still not sure if it's a water leak. I'm still not sure if it's a waste leak. And so I continue to do a little exploring. And all the while, what a stink. I mean, the smell was unbelievable. So as you can see here, I opened up a little more. You can see at the bottom there, there's a 4x2Y. It goes up, there's another 4x2Y, and that branch going over was actually the offending piece. And actually what happened is that 4-inch line clogged. It clogged below the floor. That line filled up with water. It started to fill up with water. Everything backed into the plumbing, backed into this branch joint you're looking at, continued to back up toward the first floor. And what happened was, as the water started to rise in the pipe, it actually made its way to a rotten cast iron 1/8 bend or 45-degree fitting that was just up in the wall. Out of sight. This was actually up located in the doctor's office. There's a bottom portion of the hub of this 2-inch branch line that was going upstairs. And because the line was clogged, it simply was backing up, and it backed up to the point where it made its way to the hole in this fitting, and it just leaked downstairs for 2.5 months, by the way. So as you can see here, I cut off the pieces as I was kind of systematically trying to cut out or surgically remove the piece without making a horrendous amount of damage. And it was a little challenging. It was a little hot and it was a little stinky. And this is what it looked like once I got everything out of there, once I was able to break everything out. So it was a combination of working from the basement, combination from working upstairs inside the wall of the doctor's office. But I managed to get it done, but it was a challenge. There you can see the eighth bend. It's whacked up. The left side of that eighth bend is whacked up against the wood there. And that's where the hole is. You can't really see it in this shot, but once I cut it out and brought it down to the ground, you'll be able to see in some upcoming shots here. But this is where it was connected to. It was connected via standard weight, no hub cast iron pipe into the bottom of this TY that was servicing some stuff up in the doctor's office. And I eventually got that piece out, and there's the offending piece. You can see the hole in that eighth bend, and if you can believe it, doesn't look like a big hole, but 2.5 months of backed up water, grease-laden water, leaking behind the wall and just leaching into the mechanical room, out of the mechanical room, into the main portion of the basement. Look at that hole. It was just, there's no other way to put it, disgusting. So, I got that all cut out, and now it was a matter of putting everything back together again. And because it's a commercial building, I can't use PVC pipe. I had to use service weight cast iron pipe. And what I did is I got a good piece of cast iron. I left the piece sticking out of the hub. I clamped onto it with some service weight cast iron pipe and proceeded to run the new pipe up to the doctor's office. And here you'll see another shot of that. And on the end of that no hub clamp is my service weight eighth bend, which I did. I had measured it all out from the bottom and then put it in, and then from working upstairs and downstairs, got everything put back together again. Here's the bottom portion. You're looking at the back of the new eighth bend. I'm down in the basement. I'm shooting this up. So that's the back half of the new eighth bend. And in this next shot coming up, you should be able to see there is another shot of it coming up and connecting into the bottom of that TY that you saw previously. Again, this all emanated from a stoppage. The stoppage took place in a 4-inch line, but actually the 4-inch line was actually connected to a 2-inch line and only kitchen sinks. So this is the base of the stack. The stoppage was below this TY. They cleaned it out from that 2-inch gym cap you see there on the right. And I'll show you that joint up above that I actually connected to. That was the Y going to the new pipe that I ran up to the doctor's office. Now above this Y, that's not a piece of pipe. That's actually another Y facing back to the wall, going into the wall. And it's a 4x2 Y servicing the kitchen sinks on the second and third floor. So in essence, this line took care of some stuff in the doctor's office and the kitchen sinks on the second and third floor. So when they would use their kitchen sinks, it went down to the base of the stack and backed up. I get a call Saturday after I did all this work, and it rained heavily Saturday, and the cap blew off of that 4-inch clean out you see there on the floor. That's a trap. That rubber cap blew off. Ended up going back on Monday. Reinstall the cap, resecure the cap, put in a full 4-inch clean out tee because the guy that did the cleaning said he wanted to get a bigger blade in there. That's what I did after it was all done. This is basically how I felt about this whole job, is one big mess, meeting insurance adjusters, meeting cleanup crews, meeting people to do the sheetrock. But that's how I felt at the end of this job, folks. So that's exactly how I felt, guys. Anyway, I'm sitting in my office Saturday. I get a call from the restoration guys who had just arrived to do the cleanup, the initial cleanup. Guy calls me on my cell phone. He says to me, Bob, he says, I just got here. He says, it's like ankle deep water. I said, what are you talking about? I was there last night. There was nothing. I was there at, well, not last night. I was there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was dry. We had a terrible rainstorm between Friday night and Saturday morning when these guys arrived. And apparently what happened, and I'm not going to blame anybody, but the company that I hired to come in and do the cleaning, I don't think they secured the cap on the trap at the back basement. And what happened is, because it rained so hard, the pressure blew the cap off and more water got into the basement. But fear not, these guys were there. They sucked it all up. They got everything cleaned up. They started ripping out all the old sheetrock, and things are slowly getting back to normal. I went back there Monday, and I actually installed a full 4-inch clean-out tee on that 4-inch line where I made the repairs, because the sewer cleaning company wanted me to put a full-size clean-out so they can get a full like 3.5, 4-inch blade in there to do a proper cleaning of the grease. Anyway, folks, that's what this video is about. It's crazy here. Like I said, this COVID-19 stuff is like, really, people are getting antsy around here. People want to open up their stores, and the governor here in New York City still is being a little hesitant about opening up. But he better open up the barbershops, because I got to get my hair cut. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of when I post a new video. But more importantly, hit that like button. YouTube loves it when you hit that like button. Stay tuned for a couple of videos that are going to pop up here to your right. One of them I chose, one of them YouTube chose. Folks, I'm always happy when you stop by the channel. I hope you're enjoying these videos. And if you have any comments on what type of videos you would like to see, hit me up in the comments down below. Stay well, and until next time. Oh, by the way, happy Memorial Day. Until next time, happy plumbing.